last one in a row. Anyone out?
If you're picking Paddy, then that means you think Paddy is going to take him down. Which, by the way, you're then counting on a lot of luck once he gets there. You know, or a lot of good success once he gets there, keeping him there, submitting him, passing to positions, pounding him out, whatever it is you think's going to happen. But it has to start with the takedown, if you subscribe to that. And meanwhile, the argument would be if it stays on his feet that it would go to Gaethje. Is it that straightforward? I don't think so. And based on what we've seen, I could see where you could come to that conclusion. I'm just sharing, if you follow the sport as a whole, we don't really see that anymore. We don't really see a lot of this, this guy's the better striker and this guy's the better grappler. That's very 1993 thinking. And we've dismissed Paddy for so long. I mean,
Not anyone close to your level.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately it doesn't matter because it's such a crazy sport. It's such a small, it's 25 minutes in time. None of that's going to matter. Nothing in the future or before is going to matter. It's going to be about being perfect right then, right now. I'm going to tell myself every single day that he's coming to hurt me. And that's a mistake I've made in the past where, I thought maybe I didn't think I was in as much danger as I was. And that is a fatal mistake in this sport. And so I understand how dangerous this kid is. I understand how much he wants this and how hard it's going to be to take it from him.
Paddy Pimblett isn't talking right now. Rather, he is training hard. Every gym clip shows him focused, sharper, stronger, and much more serious than before. This isn't flashy training for cameras. Paddy is putting in real hours because Justin Gaethje doesn't give second chances. He's building pace, pressure, grit because against Justin, being tough isn't enough. Chael Sonnen started leaning toward Justin Gaethje, but what changed his mind was the bigger talk about the fight. He described a room of 4 industry insiders who were split into 2 groups. 2 chose Justin, 2 chose Paddy. The common idea was that if Paddy wins, it would likely start with taking Justin down. Chael noted how rare that is and how hard it is not only to get Justin down, but to keep him there and do something with it. Still, he wondered if fights are really that simple anymore.
And it's 2 and 2. 2 say it's going to be Gaethje and 2 says it's going to be Paddy. There was a consensus, though, and I don't know if I agree with this, but I don't know because I haven't really given this a lot of thought. There was a consensus that Paddy has to take Gaethje down, and that if you go back and you look over the history of Gaethje's career, people don't take him down. Right? If you're not named Khabib, you likely don't have a takedown over Justin Gaethje. That's true. That might not be literal, but just like thinking about his career off the top of my head, that sounds close to right. So, do you agree with that much? Do you agree that Paddy has to take him down? And if you're picking Paddy, then that means you think Paddy is going to take him down.
Chael didn't dismiss Paddy the way people usually do. He focused on how long Paddy has been winning and how his style has quietly changed. Paddy is not just chasing submissions now, he mixes control and damage, and that makes him harder to read. Chael shifted the conversation to mindset. He brought up Justin talking like this is a final push, not in a quitting way, but in a no excuses all-in way.
We've dismissed Paddy for so long. I mean, I feel like we've dismissed him for 8 fights. Is he now 8-0 in the UFC? That's off the top of my head, but I think I'm right. Is he now 4 years in the UFC? That's off the top of my head, but I think I'm right. And yeah, he does favor grappling, but he used to favor grappling to submissions. Now he's favoring grappling to ground and pound. So the only thing that you really learn through that statement is that you don't really know what he's going to do. And he doesn't really do something until somebody shows a defense to what he prefers to do, right? You get your first option, your second option, your third option. Guys are good enough, you never see the third option. It was questioned many times, how good of a striker is Khabib? Well, what difference does it make? I mean, you could tell me that you've never seen him strike, but the other side of the coin is you've never seen anybody stop the takedown, so why would he strike? Like, it gets to be a little bit philosophical. Is there anything we've seen or even heard from training footage from Paddy that says that he can't fight on his feet? No. That's not true.
Michael Bisping also gave his opinion, but he didn't break down the fight technically. The main point he made was that Paddy is going into the biggest moment of his career with a lot of noise surrounding him. The trash talk, the backlash, the headlines, all of these things make Paddy more visible, but at the same time, more disliked. Bisping said that sort of attention doesn't help you when you're about to fight someone like Justin Gaethje.
Now, I'm not going to defend Paddy, but I'm going to kind of defend him, if you know what I'm saying. Now, he said Dan Hooker's grappling was so bad that he couldn't stop, an attacker going after his mum. You've got to be careful on YouTube what you say. So we all know John played the clip.
And lad, people are saying like Justin Gaethje, he's older than that lad. He's 2 years older than Dan Hooker.
That's true.
Dan Hooker couldn't grapple off his ma. You know what I mean?
Okay, strong statements about Dan Hooker there.
He said that, right, which is a wild line. He was just having a laugh. And I know a lot of people are shocked by this. And I know a lot of people said that's out of bounds. It's off limits. Have a bit of respect. You're a trash human being. I mean, all you got to do is have a look on Twitter and some YouTube comments. People are really going after Paddy for this. And obviously Dan Hooker came out with a wild response as well. We'll get to that in a second. But just on Paddy here, you got to remember, he's a lad from Liverpool where they do have a great sense of humour, but also, it can be a little cutting. It can be.
Bisping also pushed the idea that none of the extra beef really matters once the cage door shuts. He made the fight very simple. If Paddy wins, all the other issues go out the window, and he's earned a shot at title-level fights. If he loses, it means all the talking was for nothing, and the division moves on without him. The pressure, according to Bisping, is on Paddy and not on Justin. Justin is already established. Paddy still has something to prove.
Soon. We know Paddy's fighting Justin Gaethje, and if he beats Gaethje, he becomes the interim champion. After that, Dan Hooker's off his radar, right? He will not get to fight Dan Hooker. The only person he's going to fight next is either Ilia Topuria, if Ilia comes back soon, which I hope he does, because he only just became the champion, or it's going to be Arman Tsarukyan, right? Now, Arman Tsarukyan, a lot of people felt that he should have got the title shot. As we know, there was a few circumstances pulling out of the fight. He headbutted Dan Hooker when he beat him recently. And Dana White just kind of like admitted that definitely played a factor into him not getting a title shot.
Did the headbutt play any factor in the decision to not go with him? It did, right?
A lot of things have factored in,
Not being dependable, headbutting your opponents at weigh-ins and stuff like that. It's not a good look, because if that had opened up a cut on Dan Hooker, the main event, where was it? In Qatar, would have been off. Do you know what I'm saying? So Arman's incredible, right? But Paddy went after him, said that, he's a crap grappler and all the rest of it. I hope he breaks his neck and all that type of shit. He said Dan Hooker almost had him in a guillotine. But anyway, if Paddy beats Justin, none of this matters, because they ain't.
Justin Gaethje talked about this fight as if he understood the danger he is in. He recognized the momentum and confidence that Paddy has as the actual problem, not the hype. For Justin, confidence and belief can lead a fighter to take calculated risks. He believes that his role is to shut down that early by being disciplined and not getting caught up in the chaos. He knows that Paddy will make mistakes, but only if he can wait patiently for them.
It already was. I think a lot of the fans understood why you weren't going to fight Paddy Pimblett in a non-championship setting, but now it is for a belt, and that is the fight that is in front of you. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, no, Paddy Pimblett, I mean, this guy's got a ton of momentum, you know, a ton of confidence, and those are two variables that are tough to beat. I'm going to have to really steal that momentum early and stay in my shell. You know, I know this kid's going to be trying to kill me, and I know he's going to make mistakes, so I have to be ready to take advantage of these mistakes and fight a perfect fight. At the highest level, it's who makes mistakes.
He also leaned on his experience. Justin said that being the younger and undefeated fighter is great on paper, but it doesn't win the fight. What matters is who keeps their skills sharp for the entire 25 minutes. He said that this is a moment in life where nothing else matters. Nothing from the past, nothing about the odds, nothing about popularity. He knows that he has made mistakes in the past by not taking danger seriously, and he made it clear that he isn't doing that in this fight.
He hasn't lost in the UFC. He's the younger man. Those things can be factored into a betting line. Have you seen the odds for the fight?
Yeah, I love that I'm an underdog. I think I'm 8-2 or 8-3 as an underdog in the UFC. 2017, I fought the top 5 in the world every year, consistently, and I'm still here. If I wasn't as good as I am, then I wouldn't be here, and I still am here because I am one of the best in the world. It's just such a crazy sport. It's such a small fraction of time. You know, we're talking thousands of minutes till January 24th, right. And I got to be a 25-minute fight, and you have to be perfect for 25 minutes. And you know, all I can do is prepare mentally, physically, and be thankful when I get there because it's such a fucking crazy sport. But Paddy Pimblett is a very popular guy right now, and it's going to do great things. I'm going to do the same thing I did for the Khabib and Tony thing. I'm going to fuck this up. You know, Paddy wants to fight Ilya, Ilya wants to fight Paddy. Yeah. That's what they want, but I'm here to fuck it up again. And that's what I do.
You're one of the best.
Arman Zarakan was very clear about who he wanted to win, and it had nothing to do with hype or fan support. The reason he is interested in Justin is that, in his mind, it is the common sense thing for him at this point in his career. Justin represents someone who is going to show up for the fight rather than duck out of it. He did not question Paddy's confidence, but he clearly questioned his intentions. The idea was that if Paddy wins, he would not rush into a fight with someone like Arman. Arman made it sound like Paddy would rather protect his position than test himself against the hardest matchup. So his pick for Justin was tied to respect and realism, not style or technique.
No, Justin Gaethje is fighting Paddy Pimblett coming up. Who do you favor?
I want Justin to beat Paddy. Yeah. Well, because that Justin, he's gonna fight with me, but Paddy, if Paddy wins, he's gonna try to avoid me and trying not to fight me because he's not man like Justin.
James Lynch leaned toward Paddy mainly because of age, activity, and where both guys are right now. He kept coming back to the gap between them, with Paddy being much younger and fighting more often, while Justin had slowed down and taken long breaks. To him, that matters a lot in a 5-round fight, especially when one guy has been through years of hard fights and the other hasn't.
Quick tale of the tape between these two. Justin Gaethje 26-5, Paddy Pimblett 23-3, 37 years old to 31, so big age gap here. 5'11 to 5'10, 70 to 73. So Paddy Pimblett going to be younger, also will have a 3-inch reach advantage in this matchup. But let's start first with the highlight. Justin Gaethje, and have a look at this matchup. I did mention it there. It is 5 rounds for the interim title. He is 26-5. He's got 19 knockouts, 2 submissions, and 4 decisions. Currently ranked number 4 in the lightweight division. He'll have a 1-inch height advantage in this fight, but that's about it. He's also a former UFC interim lightweight champion. I believe he'll be the first fighter in UFC history to win 2 interim titles if he does win here. So we'll see how that goes.
He also didn't dismiss Justin's power, but he didn't treat it like a guarantee either. He clearly saw the danger early for Paddy, especially if Justin lands clean. But he pointed out that Justin hasn't been knocking everyone out lately. In his view, the idea that Justin just walks in and ends it is overplayed, and Paddy surviving those early rounds is very realistic. Where Lynch really sided with Paddy was on the ground. He spent time explaining that even though Justin's takedown defense looks solid on paper, he can still be taken down, and once that happens, things change fast. Paddy's record shows he finishes fights there, and Lynch saw that as the clearest path once Justin starts to slow down from pressure and pace. Jorge Masvidal leaned strongly toward Justin because of experience more than anything else. He talked about how Justin has already been through the toughest fights, heavy pressure, and real chaos at the top level. To him, Justin knows what it feels like when a fight gets ugly, while Paddy is still learning that. Jorge felt that the gap matters once things stop going smoothly. He also made it clear this wasn't about hype or personality. What stood out to him was how Justin reacts when things go wrong. He said Justin doesn't panic even when he gets hit or pulled into messy moments. From his view, unless Paddy can take control early, Justin's pressure and pace will slowly take over the fight. This fight appears to be constructed as much in the gym as it is in the ring, particularly for Paddy. All of Paddy's training indicates that he is taking this camp seriously. He is not merely putting on a show with his rounds or hyping up a big talk. He is honing his technique, working on his timing, and drilling himself on how to remain composed when things get ugly. This is important in a fight like this against Justin, as this is where Justin typically excels. Both men come with very different sets of tools to this fight, which is why it seems so dangerous from the very beginning. Justin comes with pressure, power, and a lot of experience in tough fights. Paddy comes with confidence, creativity, and a game plan that is being drilled into him every day. This is going to be a very fast-paced and intense fight, with moments of action where one wrong move can completely turn the tide. Do you believe in Justin's power and experience, or do you think Paddy's hard training and smart strategy will carry him through?